What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with a full review for you of the HTC AT&T One. Let's go ahead and put this guy through its paces and see if it deserves a spot in your pocket. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to update the things I talked about in the initial review of the HTC One. As a reminder, that was a unlocked, non-carrier branded unit. So as part of our pledge to Techno Buffalo viewers, I will say we used this device for 5.5 days before putting out this full review. We got it several days before we were actually able to publish videos, so that's why the review is coming out the same day as the unboxing did. Alright, so a few things are different here than the previous unit that we tested. First, got a teeny tiny little AT&T branded logo on the back. I really like what AT&T and HTC have done. That's the only carrier branding on here. Very subtle and really nice. So the big addition is the inclusion of LTE. And the big question about that was not it was going to be a drain on battery. I actually found the battery in the HTC One in our initial review to be pretty solid. I was able to get through a full day no problem. LTE drained it somewhere between 3 and 6-ish%, so not as much as I expected. And I will say my daily usage generally comes off the charger around 7:30. Goes back on the charger around midnight. About 2-ish hours of phone call. It's generally connected to Wi-Fi when I'm at the office or at home. Play some games, some texts, maybe watch a YouTube video or two, but I'm easily able to get through a full day. I did try and push it and watch more YouTube videos than usual, about 45-ish minutes of video, and I still was able to get through a full day. I was a little bit concerned about how battery life was going to be with LTE, but really wasn't an issue here either. So one of the problems that I had with the unlocked unit was GPS. I had a hard time picking up a signal. Not so here with the AT&T unit. I was able to pick up a GPS location really quick, so using things like Foursquare if I wanted to check in. It was very fast. Google Maps and everything else made for a very quick experience. So that was a nice improvement over the previous HTC One. So just as a refresher, things I liked about the HTC One still stand here. The review in the unlocked unit got a 9.5, one of our highest review ever. And I did say it was one of the phones that I would sign a 2-year contract to very happily. I love everything about this phone, from the aluminum back to the way the phone feels, sort of the cool touch that it's got to the hand when you pick it up in the morning, to that gorgeous 4.7-inch 1080p screen. Everything about this phone screams high quality. The speakers here and boom sounds and absolutely great. It's not going to do any justice to show you what those speakers sound like or put video on here. It's got to go from here to the microphone to you guys, but suffice to say, speakers on this guy are incredibly awesome. So I do the same thing I did with Blink Feed. I go ahead and push it off all the way over to the left hand side of the screen. You can choose to do what you want. When you click an article, like, hey, here's Techno Buffalo on Blink Feed, it'll pull up an article inside of a mini viewer. I really like that as well. The other things that I liked, again, are all still here. Pictures and video look absolutely awesome. So here's a gallery shot. You can see Lucy and Mercedes look pretty great. A picture I took with the Ultra Pixel camera. We ran through a full test of the Ultra Pixel camera with a ton of other cameras. You can help decide whether or not it's going to be good for you. But the moral is the picture quality came out awesome and video quality came out awesome. And the only time that it wasn't sort of one of the top performers when you had to do a lot of digital zoom with it. So bear that in mind as well. Everything else here is pretty much exactly as it was with the last review. Overall, just a really impressive phone. If you're trying to decide what phone to get, you really owe it yourself to look at the HTC One. This is the first phone since the iPhone 4 that I would have really happily signed a 2-year contract on. Everything about this phone I like, from the way it feels, to how fast it is. A quad-core Snapdragon chip in here is blazing fast. This thing just blew away everything else I've tested. So the big comparison is how it's going to perform against the Galaxy S4, and whether or not you want to do a head-to-head shopping with the two. For my money, though, I would pick up the HTC One, at least right now. Certainly we haven't tested the Galaxy S4 yet. Some of the knocks on it is non-removable battery, so if you like to carry 2 separate batteries, then you're going to want to look elsewhere. Or if you want expandable storage, this comes in 32 or 64 gig configurations on AT&T. So I would have liked to have had expandable storage. The non-removable battery isn't so much an issue for me when I travel. Usually I'll carry an external battery with me anyway that I can just plug in and charge, and I can charge a ton of devices, not just for a phone. So that's never been a problem, but certainly I would have liked to have had expandable storage. But that's really the only knock on an otherwise incredibly stellar phone. So again, if you're looking to get a phone over the next few months, you really owe it yourself to look at the HTC One. It's coming to Sprint, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Unfortunately, nothing for Verizon. Everything about this phone screams high quality, and this would be one I'd be happy to carry for the next 2 years. So in our initial review of the HTC One, we actually tested 2 different devices. We got a pre-production unit in, and then we got an actual production model in, and it was very cool and easy to transfer from one to the other. HTC has an awesome backup solution that works very similar to iCloud, backs up everything, and you could restore directly to a new phone. So I thought it was going to be very simple to switch over to the AT&T model, but unfortunately HTC backup doesn't work on the AT&T model. Instead, they're trying to push you to use AT&T's own backup service. Now that's unique to the AT&T model. If you want to use the T-Mobile version, the Sprint version, you will be able to use HTC's backup. Just something to keep in mind. You can transfer, though, very easily using Wi-Fi coming from an Apple device, Samsung, LG, whatever that carrier might be. But if you're coming from an HTC device to the new HTC One, that backup model made things really easy, but unfortunately, it's not here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up. And again, link is going to be down below to our full review of the HTC One, the unlocked model. We've updated that review to reflect what we found with the carrier unit. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well. Again, I'm John Rencher from Techno Buffalo. Give this video a thumbs up. We definitely appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video.